let's be crazy. The contact, impact, I want that daily. Our breath getting deeper, deeper lately. I like that, baby, 'cause I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough. Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't get enough.
Dice que no le es suficiente, está mal de la mente. Cuando estás solita que entre, música para ponerla en ambiente, yeah. Ella quiere que como aquella vez, le busco todo. Todo lo que se pone bonito se le ve. Empezamos a pie y ahora andamos en el jet. Vamos a calentar, baby, tú. No se quiere olvidar, lo quiere recordar, baby.
'Cause I can't get enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get enough.
Latino can.
Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't crazy. I like that, you like that, so let's be crazy. The contact, impact, I want that daily. Our breath getting deeper, deeper lately. I like that, baby. Yeah. Ooh, no one's gotta know. We can keep it low key. I'll be fine alone, long as you're alone with me. So incredible, unforgettable on me. 'Cause I can't get enough.
Benny Blanco.
Yeah, I can't get enough.
Chipapi man, Selena.
Yeah, I can't get enough of your love. Give me some more of it. I can't get enough. Yeah, 'cause I can't get enough.
This week on NBA 2K TV, we're hanging with Damian Lillard.
I try to be present, like let the kids hear my word.
We have tips to get you running the neighborhood like a local. And of course, your top plays.
The traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn. Our setting tonight. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And let's check out a breakdown, looking at some stats for LeVert.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a prolific scorer, but he's also a dangerous drive and kick weapon. He said, I never pay attention to the defender guarding me. I look at the four guys behind him and how they react. A lot of times I don't even look to score. I draw 3 or 4 guys and get my teammates open shots. Kevin?
Great vision, David. Thank you. Clark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where your bench is deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. We've got Murray, DeRozan out there with Trey Lyles. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Forbes in at the 2. And for the Nets, Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Prince out there with Allen, and it's Harris in at the 3. Here's Prince. San Antonio with the rebound. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game.
Now here's Murray. Spencer Dinwiddie missing his last shot. And it's Murray penetrating. Count that one.
Well, that floater is a shot Murray's had his whole life, guys. The first time I saw him back in college, I could tell right away, instantly, what a great feel he had for that shot.
Got that one up quick.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
And the call will be against Karis LeVert. That's his first foul. The three. Forbes can't get it to go. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Out to the right wing. Wide open look here for Murray. The three-pointer off the mark. And here are the Nets. Allen passes to LeVert. Baseline try. Bucket is good. LeVert's got his second bucket of the night.
Hey, you know, the mid-range, Jay, continuing to look better over time for LeVert, showing real improvement in knocking that shot down.
Pass to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. DeRozan's got his second basket.
DeRozan has a dynamic mid-range game. Whether he's wide open or being defended well, he can knock it down from there.
Spurs have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And it's Murray with the jam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
Boy, that expansive reach of Allen. I mean, so good at positioning himself and using his length and timing to stifle shooters. And, you know, we can't measure heart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
Now here's DeRozan. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Hornets in Charlotte. Allen with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And it's Prince penetrating. Good on the shot.
Boy, LeVert's showing you his unselfishness there. I mean, if you're open, he loves getting you the ball.
And stolen by Prince. Here's Dinwiddie. Good work there as it goes.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Now here's Murray. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was. And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
The offensive rebound. Prince's shot is good. Prince has got 6.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And DeRozan kicks to Murray. DeRozan with it. Defended by Dinwiddie. Lyles. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Here's Aldridge following the bucket by the Nets. DeRozan, that's good. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Well, these are players that have a job to do, and they've been doing it very well. Here's a look at the top passing point guards in the NBA over the course of the past 10 games. In the third spot, Spencer Dinwiddie.
And these are the best passers in the NBA. No question about it. Every one of them is willing and able to be the floor general out there and make sure the offense is running at full speed.
And that's the thing to me. I mean, as exceptional as their assist numbers are, it's their leadership and that ability to direct their offense. That's what makes them stand out. Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
Prince trying to free himself up. Harris, good.
You know, Harris showing you he's unafraid to mix it up in there sometimes, which is a good way to balance his attack.
Here's Murray, 6 points for him. Aldridge, the pass to Forbes. Outside DeRozan. Three-pointer on the way. They get it back. Here's Wiles. That one misses. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
They've just got to be more careful tonight. It's that simple. I mean, those guys are too valuable. They need them on the floor.
Tremendous versatility for Karis LeVert, offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Boy, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7", he's a gifted scorer, can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. To get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
On the free throw, no good. And this late in the season, Clark, for non-playoff contending teams, really there's nothing to lose. The pressure is gone. You can let it rip, can't you?
Yeah, there's a freedom that you can play with when you don't have the pressure or the expectation of being a playoff team. And sometimes that allows you to play your best basketball because there is nothing to lose.
Murray kicks to Lyles. DeRozan in the corner. To Lyles. Spurs working the ball around now. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Murray's got 9 points.
Well, you know, that part of Murray's game has to be there for him, and I know how hard he's worked to improve his three-point shooting. Good to see.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
A nice shot by LeVert.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Now, here's Lyles. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And that one, good.
Like the assertiveness, and that comes from having the green light to shoot off the pass. And Forbes, one of the very best shooters off the pass or dribble.
Here's Dinwiddie, drills the baseline jumper. He's got 8.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And here is Murray. 9 points in the game so far. Here's DeRozan, and it's San Antonio with another.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young. He still has a very bright future.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Medu, he's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Lyles. Walker's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And Derek White subbed in for Murray. And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Here's DeRozan. Spencer Dinwiddie picking up that last basket. Here's Temple. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
To the paint, and Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And the Spurs making a change here. Bellinelli's checked in. On defense, the Nets, 13-point lead.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Temple, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here's Bellinelli. Following the miss by DeAndre Jordan, Gay trying to break free. The shot by Bellinelli, no good. Fires from the wing. And it's White with the rebound. And so White will bring it up for San Antonio. It's a 13-point game. Medu, the shot's good on the assist by Walker.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
Now here's White. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Inside, 6 on the shot clock, and again it's San Antonio with a 3.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
Temple can't get it to go. Spurs trail by 10. The kick out to Walker. Fires for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. There's 1:38 left here in the opening quarter. Temple gets the bucket.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That's his first foul. And a wide-open look for Walker.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
Here's White. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Mark, you were talking about the Nets' player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development, the investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
First one falls for him.
Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
Mills, he's checked in for Lonnie Walker. And both free throws good for White. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him.
Now here's Mills. Spencer Dinwiddie missing his last shot. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Outside Jordan. Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. Shoots over White, but they get it back. Here's Claxton on the money from 12 feet away. And the Nets lead by 15.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Gay. Drops it in from 11 feet.
This has been Gay's go-to shot throughout his career. I mean, the mid-range he's got, wet.
Here's Dinwiddie. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
Spencer Dinwiddie firing on all cylinders for the Brooklyn Nets. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. And we'll be right back after this. And in 2018, DeMar DeRozan opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
A lot of people ashamed to talk about it. Even myself, for a long period of time, people wonder why I was such a quiet guy, and that was part of it, not wanting to speak out about it, not wanting other people to know exactly what I was going through. But you get to a certain age where you feel like it's all about helping others. It's not about you just being a selfish person about the things you're going through. Other people going through stuff as well.
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes, as public figures, can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
We've got Wilson Chandler. Garrett Temple is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Jordan. And it's Claxton in at the power forward position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. And so it's San Antonio with it. After the basket by Brooklyn. Gay outside. Over Claxton. Gay can't get it to go.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And there's the call on Chandler. That's his first foul. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Here's Gay. Not going to go that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Live by the three, die by the three. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
Here's Mills. After the basket by Brooklyn. Great D that time from Jordan.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim, that's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh, my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
And both free throws good for Temple.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
The Nets on offense. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Well, you were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
Brooklyn making some changes. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Jordan. And it's LeVert in for Garrett Temple. San Antonio also making some changes. Trey Lyles checked in for Bellinelli. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Derek White.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Brooklyn.
Here's LeVert. And the shot is long.
All he needed right there was simply to set himself up and then relax and shoot the ball. He threw himself off balance for no reason.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
And the Spurs with possession here. Following the bucket by the Nets. Chandler with the steal. Here's Harris. And the layup's good off the glass. Harris has got his third bucket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Forbes. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Here's Allen. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here is Forbes, guarded by Harris. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Mills. Mills has got 4 assists in the game. Brooklyn leading by 18. Here's LeVert. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. And it's Mills with the ball for the Spurs. They can look forward to the Cavaliers after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. And the shot goes down. Nets have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Here is Forbes. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Game. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
Now here is Harris. He's coming off a 13-point game against Memphis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But, Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
And that one falls for Prince. Mark, we're seeing more and more young coaches in the NBA. You think this is a trend? Is it completely circumstantial? What's your view on that?
Well, I think you've got more younger coaches that are capable and able to coach. And the league is quite young, too. I think it's a current trend. But we've seen that before in decades past when it seems the wave of coaches are younger. I think it's more or less kind of the cycle of life that we see across a lot of different industries.
And the dunk by Lyles.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
Prince's shot is good. Spurs trail by 21. Murray dishes to Aldridge. The pass to Lyles. Prince with the defensive effort. For Brooklyn, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Harris buries the 20-footer. Harris has got 7 points here in this quarter.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammates.
Pass to Forbes. Beyond the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. 3-pointer, LeVert. Here's Allen. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Well, I tell you, this guy just does not quit on the boards. His energy is contagious, especially on the offensive glass.
Here's Murray. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. San Antonio making a switch here. Walker's checked in. That one misses for Murray.
DeJounte Murray played just 1 season at the University of Washington. He grew up in Seattle and went to Rainier Beach High School. It's actually the same high school that produced Jamal Crawford. And as a matter of fact, a lot of good players have come out of the Emerald City.
So it's San Antonio now, following the 3-pointer by Brooklyn.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Allen. San Antonio with the rebound. And in Seattle, Murray recognized from a young age as a potential pro.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you can identify those especially talented players, and his nickname was Baby Boy. And how about this, Kevin? Jamal Crawford has mentored DeJounte since the 6th grade. Those guys have exchanged text messages throughout that time. Jay Crossover, one of my favorites, on and off the court in the league, really has helped keep Murray on the right track.
Now here is Aldridge. He has 6. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, you've got to push Aldridge out farther. I mean, he's too big and too skilled from this area.
And it's LeVert missing.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's... My goodness. Well, guys, we've seen DeRozan. He's got tremendous bounce, and when he's airborne, not only is he up high, he's strong while he's in the air, too. Really special.
Here's Harris. No good off the back of the rim. Spurs trail by 17. Walker's got space. The rebound by the Nets. Allen's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second-chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Shots good by Walker.
And, you know, that's a veteran play. DeRozan stays open to all possibilities. That's seeing the game in front of you. Excellent find.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And, you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
That's good from Harris. Take a look at the NBA. Who's the best, you think, Clark, at controlling the defensive glass, getting the missed most shots and getting their offense back in gear?
Yeah, I think even though he's a bit undersized, he does a great job. Draymond Green, not only does he rebound the ball defensively, but he also can ignite the break because of his ball handling and passing ability. Giannis Antetokounmpo does a great job on the defensive backboards, as does Joel Embiid.
Outside, Walker takes a 3, and again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 20 points.
You know, guys, I like the way Dinwiddie uses his body and strength. I mean, he doesn't have a problem overcoming physical defense.
Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Tries a 3. DeRozan's shot is off.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Count it. Harris has got 18 points in the game.
Well, you got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Now Walker, he's got 8. No good from outside. Harris against Walker. Drops in the layup for 2. 20 points for him.
Monster quarter for him. He's put the team on his back, trying to carry them to the W.
To the left side wing. Fires from deep. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 8th assist in the game.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Here's Claxton. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Murray against Dinwiddie. Baseline jumper. The rebound by Prince. Prince has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Shoots over DeRozan. Again, the Nets for 2.
entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Down low, here's Medu. And it's blocked by Jordan. Dinwiddie against Murray. Offensive rebound. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
You know, over time, Aldridge has really developed into a pretty good shot blocker.
DeRozan, that's good.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Baseline J on the way. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And it's now 22 points for Spencer Dinwiddie. Murray outside. No good with the triple.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
29 seconds left in the first half. Passes it to Aldridge. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up. The Spurs have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
That's good from Aldridge.
Boy, I love his stroke. Aldridge has a sweet stroke and continues to produce a nightly double-double threat who doesn't mind being the focal point of the offense.
The Nets making a switch here. Temple's checked in. Then for the Spurs. Rudy Gay's checked in for Medu. Bellinelli comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's wide in for Murray. Good on both. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Dinwiddie. Again, the Nets for 2.
Seeing Dinwiddie in attack mode, boy, that's fun to watch. Outstanding at getting to his spots and cashing in.
Outside, White. Aldridge taking his time here. White, good.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Good if it goes. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Nets running away with it. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Shaq is here. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. You know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You have to like what we're seeing from Spencer Dinwiddie.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for San Antonio, Aldridge out there with Lyles. Then there's Murray. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. Spurs trail by 20. Five to shoot. Deep two from Murray. They get the rebound. Fade away. Pass to Lyles. To the wing on the left. Second chance shot. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Murray's got 4 points in the quarter.
And, you know, we often talk about the importance of confidence for these young players, guys. Murray's showing plenty of confidence there.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. And at 6'6", Spencer Dinwiddie's tall for a point guard, but Clark, despite his size, very slippery off the dribble.
Yeah, he's ill-like when you talk about him off the dribble, guys. I mean, excellent change of pace, and he's got a quick first step. And once he gets in the lane, his size helps him be a good finisher.
Murray kicks to Lyles. The pass to DeRozan. Dinwiddie against Murray. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That'll be his second foul of the game. Outside DeRozan. No good on the three. Nets leading by 20. Lets it go from 11, and Harris gets it to go on the assist by Dinwiddie. Harris has got 22 points. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the San Antonio Spurs. Over to the left wing. DeRozan on the wing. Wide open look. That one rolling around and rims out. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
And San Antonio shooting straight 49% from the field. Out to the wing. Spurs working the ball around now. Murray. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Prince, the pass to LeVert. Tipped away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Aldridge.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And the call will be against Karis LeVert. That's foul number 2 for him. On defense, the Nets. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Well, this is the strength and forte of Forbes' game. He's a lethal sniper from deep.
Here's LeVert. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pass to Forbes. For the 3. It's hauled in by Harris. Nets leading by 23. Dinwiddie attacking. Here's Allen. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Allen's got 6.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Forbes the pass to Lyles. Here's Aldridge, and the dunk by Aldridge.
Well, he's so good around the basket that he doesn't really need to throw it down, but sometimes Aldridge just has to take advantage of it.
It's deflected, and they're able to recover. Prince's shot is good. Here's Murray. He's got 17. Passes it to Lyles. Here's the three. The shot missing. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Murray against Dinwiddie. To the middle. Pass to Derozan. Uncovered. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
Nothing to think about there with DeRozan. I mean, the quick trigger, just catch it and shoot it.
And there is a whistle. That goes on Bryn Forbes. That'll be his second foul of the game. Wilson Chandler's checked in for the Nets. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Mills is checked in. Timeout called, the Nets.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. The fourth spot held by the Nets.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Sunday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Tuesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And for their matchup with the Clippers, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Boy, nice job that time, guys, from Forbes, spotting the wide-open man and dropping the dime.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
Tell you what, those are crazy numbers, guys. I mean, believe me, I was a good rebounder in my day. It is not easy to corral that many boards in one night.
To the inside, Lyles. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. Lyles got 6 points. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. From the wing, a nice shot by LeVert.
I find LeVert to be at his best when he's in rhythm. When he's pulling up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Rudy Gay's checked in for Aldridge. And it's White in for Bryn Forbes. Chandler against DeRozan. Kicks it to Mills. Back to DeRozan. Here's Mills. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Here's Temple. He drains the quick shot. 13 points in the game. San Antonio's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. And it's good for 2.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Claxton. Again, the Nets for 2.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his second personal.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
And the first one at the line is good. And Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
Medu, he's checked in for the Spurs. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
How about this, fellas? I mean, DeRozan's aerial skills, his bounce, obvious from a very young age. His first dunk came when he was in the 6th grade, and he won the dunk contest at the high school All-American game. Major bounce.
Here's Mills. The putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Dinwiddie passes to Claxton. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 6 assists here tonight. And for the Spurs, they're shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Mills with it. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. White, good.
And, you know, even though he's not a lights-out shooter from deep, the defense still has to be more aggressive there.
Claxton. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Gay. DeRozan with it. Now Chandler defending.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Wow, 10 straight points from mid-range.
You know what I've always said, partner? Good shooting covers over a multitude of ills. And we're seeing it right now.
To the paint, shoot from the right block, and it's White getting it to go. White's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Well, Clark, underrated athleticism for Derek White. For a 6'4" guard, he can finish above the rim.
And not only that, guys, but he also blocks shots. I mean, coming out of college, he and #1 pick Markelle Fultz, the only players in the Pac-12 that rank top 10 in scoring, assists, and blocks. That's a heck of a triple.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for San Antonio. Lonnie Walker comes in for Patty Mills. Nets leading by 20. Dinwiddie dishes to Temple. And again, it's the Nets missing.
You know, after connecting on 1 3-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
And Walker gets it to go on the assist by Bellinelli. 13 points for Walker.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Temple. And no good.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
The pass to Walker. There's the three. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And Derek White picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Jordan. It's on target from the high post. Jordan's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
You're exactly right. I mean, they've banged home 8 of their last 10 points on mid-range jumpers.
Got a piece of it. Nets leading by 18. Chandler inside the line, and too long on the shot. And for the Spurs, they're shooting 54% since they had a chance to talk things over at halftime. They're looking locked in out there now. And the wide open shot from Bellinelli. A three-pointer, no good. Net shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Here's Chandler. San Antonio with the rebound. Medu's got 4 rebounds now tonight. White looking around. To the left wing, from beyond the arc, Jordan with the rebound. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinner's the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
And he can't get the first one. And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys. I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding. And sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
Walker the pass to Gay. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Chandler's shot, good.
Yeah, you'd have to categorize Wilson Chandler as an average outside shooter, so it's important that he keep taking and making these perimeter shots.
White against Dinwiddie. 16 seconds left in the third quarter. The shot by Bellinelli, no good. Shoots over White. The 19-footer is on the money. And that's now 9 points for Wilson Chandler.
I think you give Chandler any room to shoot from the mid-range, and he's going to burn you.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Nets out in front, delivering the blowout. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Claxton in at the 4. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
It's LeVert on the wing, guarded by Walker. And it's LeVert missing. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for San Antonio. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours on their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
A baseline J, rebounded by the Spurs. Now here's Bellinelli. Lets the 3 fly, and it's White missing. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Lets it go from the wing. Yep, that one goes. Harris has got 24.
And you know, guys, when Harris is getting to his spots and knocking them down, it really helps him get going.
Dinwiddie against White. Kicks it out to Gay. The 3. That shot no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's LeVert. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
And they're leaning on the mid-range right now. That's 6 of their last 10 from that area.
And finished off by Walker.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot. He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
And stolen by White. Walker in the corner. Here's Gay. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Trey Lyles checked in for Bellinelli. Bryn Forbes comes in for Lonnie Walker. And it's DeJounte Murray in for White.
Yeah, you know, when I covered Gay when he was in college at UConn, he was an outstanding player in the Big East, and it was pretty clear he had a bright future in the NBA in front of him, too.
And it goes down 2 points.
Boy, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Murray kicks to Aldridge. Count it.
And it's getting late, guys, but all of a sudden they have hope when just a little while ago it looked like hope was lost.
Hard not to wonder if maybe they left it until too late. I mean, they finally started to make some things happen, but at this point, they almost have to be perfect the rest of the way.
Murray right side. All sorts of time. That misses off the backboard. Nets leading by 19. Here's Dinwiddie. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Dinwiddie's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, it's so difficult to corral Dinwiddie. Even when you get physical with him, he finds a way to power through.
Pass to Gay. Back to Murray. Fires the 3. LeVert grabs the miss. The Nets have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And the 6'6" point guard Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
The first one falls. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
And both free throws good for Dinwiddie.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in guys too. Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done. Skilled at creating off the drive. Dinwiddie's confidence and focus when he's penetrating, superb.
Murray, good. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
A nice shot by LeVert.
Like the way LeVert controls himself, always under control, knows what he's looking for, takes his time, particularly when he's close to the basket.
And the call will be against Karis LeVert. That's his third foul of the game. So for the Nets, Vincent's checked in, and Luwawu subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Murray outside. Pass to Lyles. Here's Aldridge. Here is Forbes, defended by Allen. Forbes can't get it to go. Brooklyn leading by 23. Harris passes to Prince. Back to Harris. Over DeRozan. That's good from Harris on the assist by Prince. Harris has got 26 points.
Boy, guys, once Harris gets a little room to shoot it, he is really sweet. Automatic.
Shoots a three. Rebounded by the Nets. Here's Pinson. Yep, that one goes in there. For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Here's Forbes. It doesn't go for him.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. Do you like that?
Yes and no. I think you have two separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. So I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. He's checked in for Brooklyn. Rodions Kurucs comes in for Joe Harris. Here's Kurucs, the good-looking shot from the wing. Kurucs has got his first basket.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Pass to Medu. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Defensively, you just can't afford to give these easy looks up. Just asking to get burned if you do.
Here's Luwawu, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. And San Antonio shooting about 47% here in the fourth. And here's Derozan, and they double up Derozan. Here's Mills, and the shot goes in.
You know, at just under 6 feet tall, you've got to develop a lot of ways to get your shot off, and Mills has a nice handle on the floater.
Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for San Antonio. Mark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
And he knocks down the first one.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Good on the bucket. 8 points for Jared Allen.
Always good to see a player like Allen expanding his offensive game, changing things up and keeping the defense honest.
Johnson, the pass to Medu. Now DeRozan. And here's Mills for 3. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Spurs shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. To the left side wing. Here's Samanic. Back to Johnson. Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall I think it's pretty solid.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
Johnson kicks to Mills. From outside, off the mark.
You know, brick after brick after brick. I mean, that's been the story for him this quarter. I mean, he's got to rein it in down the stretch here.
Looking to end his cold spell, and it's good on the way in.
Assist goes to
Mills has got 9 points here in the second half. Pulls up on the wing. Pinson, that's good. The Spurs shooting at a 46% clip in the fourth quarter. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
That one doesn't drop. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. The 3 from Johnson. Brooklyn with the rebound. Claxton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Caruch. Good on the baseline, Jay. Here's San Antonio now. Mills with it. And the pass to Bellinelli. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. That one goes. Count it.
Bellinelli's got deceptive handles and uses those to get his shot off.
Pinson fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch. Shooting one.
Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin, but I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool because sometimes the Rookie of the Year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year. Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. So a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
Most definitely. I mean, even though you see opponents outside of your conference only twice a year, you still don't want to have that feeling of being swept.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Boy, he was absolutely relentless at the offensive end, guys. Smelled blood and went for it.
Now, here's Mills. Tight defense on him. Rebounded by the Nets. Timeout called the Nets. They're leading by 31. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure they needed this timeout, quite honestly. Perhaps a water break?
West Coast, we back, we boast. Then travel across the globe, turn that loud as it goes. Been counting pounds and euros. I can't be playing with these. They back, I know. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, man, just watch me get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah, get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Man, just watch when I get me some. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Get you some. Just can't wait till I get me some. Can't match my drive. I don't know how he stay fly. My God.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Spencer Dinwiddie.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And they were in danger of losing back-to-back games before he stepped to the forefront here tonight. This was not a game he was going to let get away from him. Here's Mills. It's deflected. Here's Pinson. Drops in the tray.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
We just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.